Let's talk about beer. That amber nectar, the social lubricant, the beverage of choice for celebrations and commiserations alike. It's the drink that fuels after-work pints, those Friday night gatherings, and of course questionable karaoke worldwide. We've all been there, haven't we? We think of it as local, authentic, a simple pleasure, brewed with care and enjoyed in good company, a taste of tradition, a connection to community. But behind the taps at your local pub, behind the rows and rows of colorful supermarket labels, something else is brewing. Lurks a single colossal force, Anheuser-Busch InBev, or AB InBev. A name that might not immediately ring a bell, but their influence is undeniable. They're not just a beer company, they're a global behemoth, a titan of the industry. They are the beer company, with a global market share of nearly 30%, a staggering figure that illustrates their dominance. That's 1 in every 3 beers poured on Earth. Think about that for a moment. From London to Rio, from bustling metropolises to quiet countryside pubs, their reach is everywhere. They're the silent landlord of the world's pubs, collecting on almost every pint, a steady stream of revenue flowing into their coffers. While you debate lager or pilsner, IPA or stout caught in the illusion of choice, they're counting profits, laughing at the illusion of choice. Because often, regardless of your selection, the money ends up in the same place. AB InBev owns over 600 beer brands. That's more than most people can name countries. A portfolio so vast it's almost incomprehensible. This isn't just about big names, the Budweisers and Coronas of the world. It's about consolidating the world's brewing heritage under one profit-driven umbrella, absorbing smaller breweries one by one. They're the Borg of beer. Resistance is futile. Your favorite local brew, that independent brewery you cherish, could be their next acquisition, its soul replaced by a spreadsheet. Its unique character reduced to data points and profit margins. So next time you enjoy a cold one, check the label. Take a closer look at who actually owns the brand. Chances are, your money flows to the same place, no matter what you pick. The illusion of choice is a powerful tool. This is more than business. It's about power, influence, and control. It's the story of how one company cornered the market on humanity's oldest drink, a drink with a history as rich and varied as civilization itself. Aggressive takeovers, clever marketing campaigns designed to appeal to every demographic, and relentless profit-driven strategies have reshaped what it means to have a beer, transforming a cultural tradition into a global commodity. And yes, they probably sell the stiff drink you'll want after hearing this. Because sometimes you need something a little stronger to cope with the realities of the modern world. How did AB InBev, the behemoth of the beer world, get to be so incredibly big? What series of strategic moves and calculated risks propelled them to the top of the brewing industry? It wasn't through some revolutionary brewing process, or by inventing a magic beer recipe that captivated the world. Instead, their ascent to dominance was fueled by a relentless corporate shopping spree, acquiring breweries and brands left and right. The company's very existence is the result of a series of earth-shaking mergers and acquisitions. Think of it like Pac-Man, but instead of gobbling up ghosts, they're devouring breweries. Each acquisition added another layer to their already impressive portfolio. It all started with Belgium's Interbrew, a well-established player in the European beer market. Then came Brazil's AmBev, a South American brewing giant with a strong foothold in its local market. And finally, America's Anheuser-Busch. Each of these companies was already a giant in its own right, but apparently, not giant enough to satisfy their ambitions. In 2004, Interbrew and AmBev decided to join forces, merging to form InBev, a move that signaled their intent to conquer the global beer market. This merger created a true global powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with in the brewing industry. Then, in 2008, they set their sights on the American market, acquiring Anheuser-Busch, the iconic makers of Budweiser, in a deal worth a staggering $52 billion. For many Americans, this acquisition felt like selling off a national treasure, like selling the Grand Canyon to a foreign conglomerate. It was a symbolic loss of American brewing heritage. The king of beers, a symbol of American brewing prowess, now answered to Belgian-Brazilian bosses, marking a significant shift in the beer landscape. But they weren't done yet. Next on their list was Mexico's Grupo Modelo, the proud makers of Corona, the world-renowned Mexican lager. This acquisition was another multi-billion-dollar deal, further solidifying their position as the dominant force in the global beer market. Budweiser and Corona, two iconic beer brands, each with a loyal following now united under one owner. The final and perhaps most audacious move came in 2016 when AB InBev acquired SABMiller for a staggering sum of over $100 billion, making it one of the largest corporate takeovers the world has ever witnessed. To get the necessary regulatory approval for such a massive deal, they were forced to sell off some of their brands to appease antitrust concerns, but even with those divestitures, the result was still a near monopoly in several key markets around the globe. They didn't just climb to the top of the beer mountain, they went out and bought the whole mountain range, securing their dominance for years to come. The entire world of beer became their personal collection, a vast portfolio of brands spanning every taste and region. Now, they effectively dominate the industry, controlling a significant portion of the market and essentially charging admission to the mountain they now own. And that, in a nutshell, is how you become the world's undisputed beer overlord, ruling over a vast empire of hops and barley. What does AB InBev own? Pretty much everything. Budweiser, Stella Artois, Corona, Beck's, Hoegaarden, Leffe, all theirs. It's like discovering the Avengers and X-Men are managed by the same agent. Their portfolio lets them cater to every taste and identity, while profits flow to one vault. You think you're choosing between cultures, but you're just picking which marketing team wins. The illusion of choice is their greatest trick. Enter the craft beer revolution. People wanted unique local brews. Did AB InBev innovate? No, they bought the craft breweries. Goose Island, Elysian, Blue Point, acquired. They let small brewers build brands, then swoop in and buy them. The indie name and quirky label stay, but the brewery becomes another cog in the machine. Even when you think you're supporting local, your money often goes to AB InBev. It's a perfect illusion, and you're the audience. The man always gets paid. AB InBev's power isn't just about owning brands, it's about making sure no one else can compete. They control distribution networks, ensuring their beers get prime placement while independents struggle. Pubs and shops are offered exclusive deals, fancy taps, kickbacks if they dedicate taps to AB InBev. The result? Your choice at the bar is quietly curated long before you arrive. Buying up craft breweries is another anti-competitive move. Eliminate rivals before they grow. Then use those brands to undercut remaining independents, flooding the market with cheaper, mass-produced craft. It's a two-pronged attack by the competition, then use it as a weapon. The goal? A closed loop where AB InBev controls production, distribution, and sales. For small brewers, it's a rigged game, David versus a Goliath who owns the slingshots. The fight isn't fair, and the little guy rarely wins. Let's talk about craft washing, a deceptive practice that's become increasingly prevalent in the beer industry. It's a calculated strategy employed by large corporations to masquerade as small, independent craft breweries. And AB InBev, the world's largest brewer, is a master of this deceptive trick. They've perfected the art of appearing small and local, while raking in massive profits. They buy beloved craft breweries, often those with a strong regional following and a reputation for quality. But here's where the craft washing comes in. They keep the indie name, the branding that made the brewery successful in the first place. They maintain the logo, the carefully crafted brand identity, and even the founder's story, the narrative that resonated with consumers. But behind the scenes, the beer is now mass-produced in massive facilities, often far from the brewery's original home. Yet, it's still sold as small batch and artisanal, perpetuating a carefully constructed illusion. It's the corporate equivalent of a dad in a flannel shirt at a skate park, trying desperately to appear cool and relatable. This preys on our desire for authenticity, our yearning for genuine products and experiences. We want to support the little guy, the local brewer, who pours their heart and soul into their craft. AB InBev sells us the story we want to hear, the narrative of independent brewing and local flavor. But in reality, the soul of the brand, the passion and dedication that made it special, is often gone. Most people simply don't have the time or resources to meticulously research who owns every single beer brand on the shelf. You grab a six-pack with a cool label, a name that evokes images of small-town breweries and handcrafted beer. You're thinking it's independent, that you're supporting a local business and contributing to the craft beer community. But in reality, your money is heading straight to AB InBev's headquarters, fueling their corporate machine. Craft washing isn't harmless. It has real consequences for the beer industry and for consumers. It hurts real independent brewers, the ones who are truly passionate about their craft and rely on authenticity to stand out in a crowded market. When a giant co-opts the language of craft, it muddies the waters, making it harder for consumers to discern the genuine from the fake. The difference between a genuine small business, driven by passion and community, and a corporate wolf in sheep's clothing gets harder and harder to spot. Craft becomes a meaningless buzzword, stripped of its original significance and used as a marketing tool. And that's exactly what AB InBev wants. A diluted market where they can dominate without truly embracing the values of craft. A company this big doesn't get to the top without controversy. AB InBev's aggressive tactics have landed them in hot water with regulators worldwide. Accusations include stifling competition, limiting choice, and driving up prices. They faced fines for price fixing, colluding with rivals to inflate beer prices. That's the opposite of a free market. It's a cartel. They've also been accused of using complex structures to avoid taxes, shifting profits to tax havens. While they market community, their accountants dodge contributing to it. Public backlash is growing. Boycotts, petitions, and anger over craft brewery acquisitions. The controversies chip away at their image, revealing a ruthless, profit-driven machine. The hangover from their business practices is a headache for everyone. Think you have a right to know what's in your beer? AB InBev disagrees. They've fought hard against regulations requiring ingredient and nutrition labels. Your cereal box lists every detail, but your beer remains a mystery. Why? They don't want you to know about cheap adjuncts like corn syrup or rice. Transparency would shatter the illusion of traditional brewing. Their lobbying power is immense. They spend millions to keep you in the dark. The less you know, the easier it is to sell you the illusion of choice. For now, the side that wants you to know less is winning. AB InBev's marketing is all fun, friendship, and good times. Budweiser is American pride, Corona is beach paradise, Stella is sophistication. But behind the slogans is a strategy that's hollowed out the beer market. The result? Less real choice, more illusion. 1,000 brands but only a handful of owners, one giant above all. With this much power, AB InBev can dictate prices, knowing you have few alternatives. Every price hike and cost-cutting measure is profit for shareholders, not value for you. The party in their ads is funded by you paying more for less. The friendly giant is, in reality, a ruthless monopolist. The good times come at the expense of a healthy, diverse marketplace. The party's cover charge is steeper than you think. Back at the bar you see Budweiser, Stella, Goose Island, Leffe, Corona. It looks like choice. A world of options in 5 pints. But behind those logos stands one company, AB InBev. Your choice is between their marketing departments, not real breweries. The market is engineered to give you the feeling of freedom, while your money always ends up in the same pocket. It's like a casino where every slot machine pays the same house. This isn't just about beer. It's about unchecked corporate power in any industry. AB InBev is the rule maker, gatekeeper, and biggest player all at once. So, as you order your next pint, ask yourself, how much choice do you really have? Cheers to that.